This week I'm going to share with you a recipe for this super easy and also delicious shrimp RASTA pasta. Thank you to Muller's for sponsoring today's video. Muller's is made with real and simple ingredients which include high quality wheat and filtered water. They believe that what's inside matters, and we all know that real and simple ingredients make a better meal. The first step is to season the shrimp, and I'm using shrimp that's been peeled and deveined, and I've seasoned it with jerk seasoning, garlic and salt. I'm just going to mix that together until it's nicely combined. While the shrimp marinates, I am going to get started on the pasta. To a pot of boiling water, I'm adding salt and Muller's penne pasta. I'm using a little less than a box of pasta for this recipe. I'm just giving it a good stir just to ensure that the pasta doesn't stick together as it cooks. While the pasta cooks, I'm going to get started on the shrimp. To a pan, I am adding olive oil. When the oil is hot, I'm going to add the shrimp to the pan in a single layer and cook it for about 2 minutes on the first side and then a minute on the other side. You do not want to overcook the shrimp or it will become rubbery. Now once the shrimp has that reddish pinkish color around the edges, then it's time to turn and cook it on the other side for about a minute. If you're interested in making this recipe, I will have it linked below where it will lead to my blog where the full recipe with measurements and instructions will be. Once the shrimp is cooked, I'm going to place that into a bowl, and then to the same pan I am going to add sliced bell peppers, and I am using red, yellow and green bell peppers. And I'm just going to stir these around into one layer and allow it to cook for about 2 to 3 minutes. Then I'm going to add crushed garlic, more of that jerk seasoning, and just stir it all together and allow this to cook for about another 30 seconds. Now that that's had some time to saute, I'm going to add chicken broth. Now you can use chicken broth or chicken stock. Using my spoon, I'm just going to stir it around and also gently loosen the bits that stuck to the bottom of the pan. That's a lot of flavor and you definitely want it in your sauce. I'm going to allow this to simmer for just a few minutes before adding heavy cream. The heavy cream is going to make this sauce so rich but so good. Now I'm just going to stir it together and then lower the heat and allow this to simmer. You don't really want it to boil. I'll just let it simmer until it begins to reduce and thicken up. Once the sauce has thickened, I am going to add grated parmesan cheese and just allow this to melt, and the sauce is done. Now that the cheese has melted and the sauce is nice and creamy, it's time to add pasta. And I'm using Muller's penne pasta. Muller's pasta is non-GMO and minimally processed. And I'm just going to give this all a good stir just to make sure that every noodle gets coated with that delicious sauce. And now it's time to add the shrimp that we cooked earlier with all of its juices. Now if you do not eat shrimp, you can also use chicken. And I'm just going to stir it all together to make sure all of those flavors blend beautifully together. And there's the beautiful dish that we've created. I am going to finish it off with a sprinkling of parsley. Thank you guys for joining me, and thanks to Muller's Pasta for sponsoring this video. If this is your first time here, please be sure to subscribe, and I will see you guys next time.